welcome to 30 Days of Shortcuts with me, Martin Goods. Over the next 30 days, we are going to look at the tips and tricks you'll need to help you get going with shortcuts. From building them to using them to finding them, we've got you covered. Let's get started on today's activity. So, in this video, we're going to look at the ways in which shortcuts can be used to help with accessibility features. Accessibility is baked into iOS and iPadOS, and shortcuts lends itself beautifully to accessing these accessibility settings in a quick way. Matthew Cassinelli, who worked on the workflow team before it became Shortcuts, has highlighted 14 shortcuts that you can use. When Apple bought Shortcuts in 2015, they specifically called out the accessibility features. It allows people to access and use the iPad in an easy way, and it's all done with a single tap. Let's have a look at some of these. Assistive Touch is one that we like to use. So when I enable this, I'm actually going to add it to the home screen, similar to what I did with yesterday's tip. And when we tap that shortcut, it enables Assistive Touch via a single tap, so it's quite handy in that regard. You can switch it on and off. Now you can have these in your widget, you can have these in your share sheet, and it means that you can do things as a single tap. You don't have to worry about swipes, accessing it, things of that nature. So dark mode, for example, you could have that as a button on your home screen or within your widget, and even the same with making things larger, where you can have these bigger, smaller, all through the single tap feature of shortcuts. The one I really like to use is Magnifier, where I can zoom into my leg, I can zoom into my second iPad here, all through a single tap. And that's, again, the beauty of shortcuts. This ability to take something that you might do with a number of taps, a number of swipes, and reduces it down to a single tap. Apple have also curated a list of shortcuts that they think will be useful for you in the gallery view within the Shortcuts app. Some of these are great. You can find some of the toggle buttons that I was using in settings there, and the clipboard GIF mood is quite good. So let's add that one just now, because again, this just will save a mood that relates to the GIF, so it's a good way for non-verbal communication. So let's run it. I'm just going to add it here, go to my shortcuts, and I'm going to type it in. I could also speak if I wanted to. Now it's best to put it as a single word, but let's just see what happens if I type in a phrase. So I'm going to type I love shortcuts, and it's actually went with a capital, it's went with love. So let's just grab one of these and tap done. Now this has saved it to the clipboard, so let's go back into that keynote that I had there with the accessibility logo, add in a new slide, and I can paste in my GIF. So it's a good way for non-verbal communication to be done just through one or two taps. So when you're using shortcuts, think about some of the things that you want to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be a multiple action shortcut. It can be something as simple as a one tap, one use. So have a look at some of the things that I've shared on here. I'll put a link to Matthew's blog post. He has 14 shortcuts that he made for Accessibility Day back in April or May, I think it was. And that's it for day 5. Thank you so much for following along with 30 Days of Shortcuts. Keep it locked to the YouTube channel to see more tips. Take care.